19 Nocturne Boulevard presents 1995.
More delays for the space shuttle.
Fit, you must acquit. What's up with this virtual Game Boy?
No comment to rumors of royal divorce.
Does that mean you pay for it and just pretend?
And now back to the Prisoner of Hancock House.
The spirits are with us.
Oh, it's moving.
It's the wind.
Nonsense. It's our Sophie.
Or my Ben.
I can only hold the spirits in the absence of distractions.
He means hush, Paul.
Spirit, if you are present, will you rap once for yes and twice for no?
Oh, Sophie. Do you mind, Shirley?
Age before beauty.
Who is with us? Is this the spirit of Sophie?
Could it be?
Ben?
See?
Fine, who is it then?
Is this spirit one I am familiar with? Are you here to aid us in our quest to reach the spirits of those lost to we who sit at this table?
Oh, Sophie.
Oh, Ben.
Oh, please.
Spirit, can you take me deeper? Speak through me. Going deeper is never easy, so we must have absolute accord. Project helpful intentions.
Helpful intentions.
You
helpful
cooperate, Paul, or so help me, I will.
Fine. Helpful intentions. I'm not chanting like your idiot sister.
Adequate? I will now take one step further into the realm of those who have gone before. I am Panjiro. There are those who have passed beyond the veil, whom you would communicate with. Ah, I am hearing a voice now. Perhaps a Ben?
Ben?
Please, do not disturb the psychic currents with such loud outpourings, much as your joyous sentiment is understandable. Shirley?
Oh, Ben, darling. How are you?
Oh, Shirley, you should see it. Everything I ever wanted is here. Except you.
Really, Ben?
Yes?
What about Margaret?
I've completely forgotten her. All I think of is you, and waiting the many years until you join me.
Oh, Ben.
Ben has receded, I fear. Was there another?
May I speak now? Yes. Dear Sophie, she, passed just a few weeks ago.
And you wish to speak with this spirit, named for the wisdom you seek?
Speak? Ha! He's a fraud, Letty. I told you.
We want to know where she hid something. It's very, very, very important. And, well, you know, we can't find it, so...
Ah, what is the item you seek?
It's a key.
A set of keys, actually.
Sophie does not have your so important keys.
Did she tell you that?
Why are you here, sir?
My wife wants to...
That was not my question, sir. Why are you here? You know quite well where the keys to your safe deposit box have gone.
What? How dare you?
But you chose to blame your dead dog, rather than admit the truth to your wrathful spouse.
What? Where are they?
Seek Cassandra.
Mark Stockman, hands on your head.
Now.
What? No, he was about to say, tell me.
Grab him.
On it.
Who the hell is Cassandra? Paul?
Step aside, ma'am. Please.
This is my husband, officers. Wait, are you the police?
Federal.
Oh, my.
I told you he was a fraud.
And you would know.
But But Ben?
Got him.
Ladies, sir, it's really best if no one speaks of this. Ultra, ultra top secret.
Shit.
He's getting away.
Shit.
Remember, say nothing and we won't have to know any more about you. That way. Get behind him.
Did you see him?
Fed's my ass. Couple blocks. Catch a cab.
Or we could give you a ride.
Shit. I knew you weren't feds.
Planning to give me any trouble?
Being shot wasn't.
In the stars.
I'm a medium, not an astrologer.
Got him.
Don't hurt him too much before we get there.
Since you've asked nicely.
Shall I assume the position?
Smart ass. Come on.
What, no handcuffs?
You said it yourself. We're not real feds.
Plenty of civilians have handcuffs.
Guess we just don't run with the right crowd.
So, who wants my ass this time?
You can't guess.
He didn't even ask.
I swear I heard Smith & Wesson there telling me to shut up.
Who all might be after you, Mr. Stockman?
A list would be too depressing.
Why? Compared to the hijinks of most so-called psychics, you barely even register.
No one wants to hear the gritty truth, but they don't trust anything too pleasant. Damn spirits always say too much, and folks would rather blame me than the dearly deceased.
You went from big-name late-night infomercial king to hole-in-the-wall penny-ante seances in just 5 years?
So oh shit. Random. You're random, aren't you?
Yes, Mr. Stockman. We're with Random.
I should have known.
And why's that?
5 years? Duh.
That's why we need you to tell your side of it.
My side? I'm sure I don't know anything that's not in the official report.
The official...
We want to hear it from you.
Random made me a sweet deal to make an immediate appearance at this house. I don't remember.
The house of one Mr. Roger Hancock.
Yeah, that.
You met the team there.
There was snow. We met at a diner, I think. Yeah, the waitress wanted to close up and go home.
You bought gas with a credit card.
The gas, of course.
Did you think we wouldn't look for you?
I'm an optimist.
You met the team, and all drove together to the house.
Team, right.
What was that?
It was just after Christmas.
December 26th, 1989.
And it seemed like the team was, well, thrown together. Uncoordinated. I don't know how it usually is, but it seemed like they just sent anyone they caught at home.
Most of our agents were on vacation.
One was the secretary or receptionist or something.
She was the dispatcher.
I bet you got the best grades.
Hey,
Just drive, Agent Zachary.
excuse me for trying to help.
Why didn't anyone file an official report?
We never said that.
Psychic.
Never mind. We want your account.
I want a lawyer.
You know we're not law enforcement.
Worth a try.
I'm waiting.
The report should show that I left at the first sign of hostilities.
You didn't have a vehicle with a house.
Even I have feet. Nearly froze them off getting back to the diner where my car was, but I made it. Are they blaming me? I couldn't have done anything if I stayed. They didn't even need me. It was fully manifested and talking.
Fully manifested. What was?
The spirit. Spirits, I guess. We seem to have differing opinions on how many were.
Who had differing opinions?
All of us. Each of us. The team. We all saw different things. Spirits. Manifestations. Made it almost impossible to sort out what was going on. Why don't you just check the record?
We're just about there?
Yeah.
That would be the obvious next step, except for one little snag.
Oh?
Only one person walked out of Hancock House, and we're talking to him.
Finally. You know how long...
Interview with Mark Stockman begins. Agents Cook and Judge present.
You're recording?
Everything. You haven't written anything.
I told you. I really don't remember much. What do you want me to do? Channel the dead agents?
Yeah, if that's what it takes.
No! You can't force me. No. 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 I will not.
Looks like you may not be able to help it. But let's talk about something else. You were famous.
A bit strong.
So you were an optimist?
Well known, then.
Good enough.
Public access psychic moved to cable. Must be good money, huh? So why did you end up on Random's call list?
Hubris.
Explain.
Believe it or not, I wanted to use my gifts for good. I, mistakenly, thought I could help everyone. Anyone.
You were recruited by Professor Howell? Well?
Just let me read your notes and I'll check off anything that's true. It'll be faster.
Cut the shit, Stockman.
Then tell me. Tell me what happened. What I missed. Tell me what you blame me for.
I have nothing against you.
I'm hearing a voice.
This is hardly the time.
I feel a G?
Shut up.
Gary?
Shut up.
Shit.
Stop.
Agent Judge, step out.
Agent Cook, I am...
You agreed.
Okay.
Shall we try again?
Who let her anywhere near this case?
Irrelevant. Tell me what you remember about the team. As much detail as possible, please.
I don't even know who you are, Agent Cook. Should I find out for myself?
I have nothing to hide.
Admin monkey. Never been in the field. No, wait. What? Huh. You're a man? No, you're a null. You're a null?
Howell never told you about Random's extensive psychic defense training? Care to try again?
Tell me you're a Martian. Fuck.
You wanted something to read. Here you go.
What?
Tell me what you recall about them.
The dispatcher, Ava Donner. She was so eager for her first time in the field.
Describe her.
Colorless. Really, she was one of those women who could probably be pretty if she had any sort of presence. But she had just blended into the background. When she wasn't gushing about being involved.
Morgan probably loved that.
Morgan? Oh, yes, the leader.
Rita Morgan, the agent in charge.
She wanted to leave Ava behind.
Because of her inexperience?
There was something... Oh, I don't think she said anything, at least not to me, but she... Twit has no idea what she's getting into, thinks her latency scores will impress... something like that.
Latency scores? Miss Donner? You're sure?
She wanted so badly to be one of the cool kids. Probably older than any of the rest of us, but so naive.
She'd been a dispatcher for Random for almost half her life. At that point.
You said they're all dead?
I don't want anything to color your account of the events.
Fine. Fine. Get on with it.
Anything stand out about Agent Hawk?
We didn't get on.
Oh?
Move on.
We will come back to it, you know.
Fuck off. I don't want... Not right now.
The other team member, then?
I don't think I ever knew his name. It's... Oh, of course.
The technician.
Do those machines really do a damn thing?
We can measure temperature, airflow, certain kinds of energy.
Oh, good. No less need for us latents. Is this why she's so furious?
Who?
Your agent judge. The tech. Garrett. He's her brother. Was.
You remember Agent Zachary?
Charmed.
Mutual.
So, you're the good. Is he the bad or the ugly?
Hey.
As in?
Good cop, bad cop, by way of Clint Eastwood. Judge must be the ugly. You holding her in reserve? Gonna let her interrogate me down the stairs a few times?
What makes you think I'm the good cop?
Optimism?
You just hold on to that.
I was the only survivor?
You were.
The house. It burned down.
Shit.
Which is why we know so little about the events of that night.
Yeah. Look, I was long gone before any fire, and I don't know how much help I can be, really.
Just tell us what you remember.
How much do you know about mediums? Spirit channeling?
What do you need me to know?
You?
Me? Nothing.
Okay, a seance is like a nightclub, and the medium is the bouncer.
What?
Shh.
I let the guests in, try and keep out the undesirables, and I don't know anything about what's going on inside, not until someone needs to be kicked out.
You're not present in your own body?
I don't know any medium who is, when the channels are open. That's why most never open up all the way. They just pass messages along.
What's the difference?
It's like whether you're the operator or the telephone.
And you were the telephone that night?
Yes. Whatever happened at that seance, I don't even remember it.
But something did happen, and you left.
Yeah.
Wimp.
What was that?
You wimped out, and you left your team to die.
I had no reason to think it was...
Dangerous? Yeah, anytime the paranormal's involved, it's gonna be dangerous.
And you speak from... no experience. Unless you're as good at shielding as your boss here.
Oh, I'm not gonna take any more of this shit.
Agent Zachary has his own talents.
Picture perfect.
What?
Memory. That's it. You're a file cabinet in a suit, aren't you?
I oughta...
Calm down, Zachary. You knew what we were dealing with.
What, an asshole?
A psychic.
A psychic and a medium. Two overlapping skill sets, really.
I see why Random wanted to recruit you.
Really? Why'd they keep giving me the runaround 5 years ago?
Testing your determination. We don't care for dilettantes.
Great. Look, why don't you tell me what you know, and I'll let you know if I have anything to add.
Yeah, up to where you ran off.
I've worked really hard to forget. You need to jar my memory.
You mentioned meeting at the diner.
What about the house?
The house?
When a medium is fake, they get all the data they can to convince the rubes they're real. I've even done that a few times. Like a backup plan in case the spirits don't want to be bothered. None of this is an exact science.
So, you're a con man.
Sometimes. People don't want to hear that no one wants to talk to them. That's when you fake it, if you are real.
Other times, you're the telephone.
Almost never. It's too vulnerable. There's other things out there, you know.
Of course we know. We're the agency that investigates those things.
Go on.
This time, to prove how real and honest I was, to make my mark and impress Random, I refused the briefing.
You went in blind?
I didn't want to be accused of faking it, to influence my communication.
Not the best idea.
I had no reason to think it would be dangerous.
Agents always have to assume it's going to be dangerous. What are you thinking?
I'm not an agent. I never was.
Did you even hear what brought us in? The phone call?
Someone called for help, mentioned ghosts. One of them said Random had... that 911 would forward paranormal calls.
Roger Hancock, the homeowner, called 911 on Christmas Day. He claimed a ghost was keeping him prisoner in his own house.
Trapped. That's an understatement.
Yes.
We didn't see him right away, but he was gone. Dead.
You saw his body?
Oh no. His ghost.
But you don't recall the seance?
This wasn't at the seance. It was after the girl, what was her name?
Ava? JC? Rita?
No, not one of the team. The girl.
A girl? A kid?
There was someone else in the house?
No, young woman, in her 20s maybe. Her name was... nope.
Try.
We can come back to that. Tell us about the girl.
She says he was a niece or something, of Roger's, and he'd asked her to water the plants while he was away or something.
But Hancock was...
Hancock's niece?
I think that's what she said.
Back it up. Where was this?
We were on the porch. The woman in charge was barking orders at Ava.
Agent Morgan, the agent in charge.
Her, yes. And I was wondering how we planned to get in when the front door just opened, and this young woman was there.
And she let you in?
Well, not right away. She kept saying Roger had already left and had not said when he'd come back.
What did she look like?
I can't. I don't have a clear picture of her in my head. I told you I've worked hard to forget all this.
You did. What color was her hair?
Blonde. That's right. And her dress was a bright yellow, too, I think. A summer dress. I remember thinking it was odd considering the snow.
When did you arrive?
Sometime between 4-ish at the diner and sundown, whenever that was.
So there were a couple of inches of snow at the time.
I think so. I remember thinking how glad I was that it wasn't deeper, since I wasn't wearing boots.
What were you wearing?
Sneakers.
By midnight, the snow was over a foot deep and had stopped coming down.
What are you, the weatherman?
No, I'm a file cabinet, remember?
Agent Zachary has all the data on file at his mental fingertips.
Then maybe you can tell me about the massacre?
I thought you were gone.
The house burned down.
Not the agents. The ghosts.
Explain?
Not being a trained agent and all, am I correct in assuming that ghosts usually haunt the site of their death, their internment, or an item of personal importance?
I'm sure you know as much about ghosts as we do.
I want the random party line. Am I correct?
Yeah, more or less.
So multiple ghosts mean multiple deaths?
To the best of Random's experience, yes.
There have been exceptions, but...
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure I was on the right track. Even before the seance, something felt off. How many people died there?
One.
Just one?
Prior to the events of 5 years ago, yes.
What about before the house was built? Ancient burial ground, anything like that?
You saw indigenous spirits?
No.
No such event turned up in any record we searched, and we were very thorough.
Have you dug up the site? Checked for bodies?
If Agent Zachary says there's nothing, there's nothing.
Only one recorded death. Who?
Elizabeth Rose Hancock, mother of Roger Hancock. Passed away 1986, 3 years before.
How'd she die?
Well, being almost 100, it was clearly a breakdancing accident.
Natural causes?
Pneumonia-induced bronchitis. And being really old. Roger cared for her for years before her death.
Huh.
What seems to be the problem?
Nothing, just something feels off. My recollections, I thought there was something about the mother.
Such as?
Nothing I can grab a hold of. Not right now. It might come back later.
Would you like some help?
Such as?
Have you ever been under hypnosis?
I really don't.
We have several good mesmer talents on hand.
I don't want...
And they would understand the specifics of your own talents.
No, just no. I don't want anyone poking around in my head.
Scared?
You better believe it. If anyone knows what it's like to have someone else in their mind, it's a medium.
That's not how hypnosis works, Mr. Stockman. Even a telepath can't actually read your mind.
Well, I've never met one to ask.
Not that you're aware of.
Do you know anything about this Hancock guy?
Such as?
Did he torture small animals? Wet the bed?
What are you thinking?
The McDonald triad.
Not my area.
Psychological indicators that someone, in childhood, may have the tendencies of a future serial killer. What they have in common.
Interesting. So?
Roger's medical history only goes back to 1973. He was in his mid-60s when he died, I mean. He was born in 1927.
You got into the confidential medical records?
Not legally, of course, but we're not cops.
Oh. What about before the 70s?
Lost in a fire. Pre-computerization.
Do we know anything?
Healthy enough. Typical for his age. Didn't see the doctor very often.
Was his body in the house?
Yes, it was confirmed that one of the bodies in the wreckage was Mr. Hancock.
How did he die?
I don't think we're there yet.
But... Fine.
So, you saw Roger's ghost, and?
The niece.
Did she see Roger's ghost?
She offered us coffee.
Made herself right at home.
No, I mean, she was gone before he manifested. He was in the dining table.
The dining room?
Right in the middle of the table.
Oh my gosh. Is that a real ghost?
Stay back.
Who are you people?
Garrett? Reading?
Temperature drop, 10 degrees. Light meter not responding.
He's glowing. Why doesn't it register?
Don't distract them. You want to do the talking, Ghost Boy?
I couldn't even make words. I'd never seen a ghost before. The only time they actually manifest during a seance is if I'm gone.
Quite an eye-opener.
So, as a medium, you speak to ghosts, or channel them, but as a psychic, you never encountered one?
I'm not that kind of sensitive. I get flashes of insight, generally about people around me. Living people.
Yes?
Something about the team leader.
Morgan.
An injury.
The ghost hurt her?
No, this was previous. They pulled her out of recovery. Don't you have records on your own people? Or was there a fire there, too?
Well?
I don't know. Is it important? Yeah, I can check.
When we break.
Will that be soon?
A little longer. What did Roger say?
He didn't even realize he was dead.
You said he was standing in the table, and he didn't catch on.
He wasn't looking down?
What did he actually say?
He kept asking who we were, if we were going to help him. He just seemed confused.
You've spoken to ghosts. Isn't that typical?
Not usually one so recently deceased.
Did you see the body?
Nothing turned up when we searched.
Is that a yes or a no?
Only in dreams.
Are you oniric as well?
Isn't it enough to be psychic and a medium?
We'll come back to it.
I've never been a dream latent, no.
How do you know he was recently deceased?
Ghosts can't dial phones?
You'd be surprised how many ghosts can manifest physically. At least for a little while.
Really? I guess I would then.
Was there anything you actually saw that made it clear he was recently deceased?
The mail on the table was only a day old. Physical or not, I doubt he went out to the mailbox on the street to get it all glowing and ectoplasmic.
Noted. Observations like that make you sound like a trained investigator.
I watch a lot of cop shows. You know, Law and Order, Homicide.
And before the incident?
What?
Those shows are pretty recent. If you thought to check the mail back then, you must have been thinking about some different kind of a show.
Fine. Dragnet, then. Murder, She Wrote. Who cares?
Of course, it could have been the niece that brought it in.
When Roger's ghosts appeared, where was everyone?
The leader, Morgan, was in the dining room doorway. The tech, Judge's brother, was just inside the door. A double open pair of glass doors, like French doors, from the hall into the room.
Yes?
And I was in the hall, just stunned. The others, Ava was shoved back by the other one, into the living room across the hall. I saw her stumble a little as she backed onto the carpet from the wood floor.
And the niece?
She'd gone on through, past the stairs into the kitchen.
How did you know it was the kitchen?
I would have guessed anyway, since she said she was going for coffee, but we checked right after that.
Did Roger say anything else?
Mr. Hancock, you called for help? We're here.
But everything was locked. I can't get out.
Right. Well, Betty let us in.
Betty?
Your niece?
I'm an only child. I don't have a niece.
Busy night. Hello? Hello?
She'll be back in a moment, she said. She left the coffee pot. It's fresh.
I don't usually take coffee from strangers.
Random strangers?
Keep your voice down. Okay, talk. Who are you, and do you know who else is coming?
I have a list.
Judge. Good, he's solid. Hawk? Not sure I know a Hawk. Who the hell is Donner?
Me?
Oh. Stockman? Is that who I think it is?
Probably.
Good thing this doesn't sound too serious. So, Ava Donner, what do you bring to the table?
Coffee? I mean, I've tested for latency, but haven't yet been greenlit for training. It's been a few years.
You are so lucky it's snowing. That is the only reason I'm not putting you right back in your car now and sending you home.
Sounds like you're a bit of a file cabinet, too.
Is this verbatim?
No, I recall the gist, but I was filling in a lot of the words.
Did you witness this interchange?
I was in the back booth. They couldn't see me from where they sat, so yes. I mean, I heard it.
One more time, but stick to the words they actually said.
I keep telling you, I've tried to forget so much of...
Just start again.
Fine.
Made some noise that was clearly pain, but I kept it stifled.
I was nervous, but excited, not afraid, except maybe afraid of not getting to go. And I did have a list.
Give me that. Yes, I said Judge was solid. That part he's sure of.
I may have said something about how it was short notice and Christmas and all that, but that might have been a bit later.
Hawk.
I felt like a goose had walked over my grave.
I didn't say anything.
What do you mean by that?
By what?
You said Donner said nothing. Nothing about Hawk?
Yes.
Elephant in the room time. J.C. Hawk? Agent Zachary.
Exemplary record. With Random for nearly 6 years. Before that, undercover FBI in deep cover in the Colombian cartels. Double black belt, judo, Thai kick fighting. Top 10 percentile marksmanship scores in numerous weapons.
Bit of an overachiever. Hard to get the old boys to take her seriously without being the best at everything. Psych eval?
No.
What, you don't have it, or there isn't one?
Nothing. That I know of.
There has to be one.
What was that, Mr. Stockman?
Nothing.
Stop fucking around, Mr. Stockman. No. I've cut you a lot of slack, giving you time to work up to it, but I'm done pussyfooting around.
I've tried to forget...
You've said that several times. Are you trying to convince me or yourself?
Okay, god damn it! Something happened during the seance, and this Hawk, she just went off. And I don't even know why. She blamed me for something a spirit said or did, and I really believed she was going to kill me. That's why I fucking walked 6 blocks through knee-deep snow without boots.
Noted.
Thank you.
Can we break? Please?
I think we can take a few minutes. Agent Zachary, you'll get on those psych evaluations, won't you?
Right away.
Is there somewhere more comfortable I can wait? Maybe even a restroom?
Of course. Follow me.
Any chance of food while you're being so accommodating?
I'll see what's around. Through here.
Sure.
This is sort of the break room area. Seating at the end there. Kitchen here.
And this one's marked. Fine.
The door to the hall will, of course, be locked.
I figured. I'm not going any... You!
Yes?
He's talking.
Good. We need to know if the site can be cleared.
He left long before shit went down.
So,
He won't agree to a sit-in.
Convince him.
Good luck with that.
Convince him. I sent someone along to help.
Who?
An old friend.
And you didn't warn me why?
Last-minute decision. You were already with the target.
Why? Why is this whole thing so important? I mean, sure, Agent Judge wants closure, but in the grand scheme of things, why are we putting so much effort into this? It's one damn house. Long gone.
There are always ramifications above your pay grade, Agent Cook. Schedule a sitting. Immediately, if not sooner.
Bean counters.
There are many theories bandied about regarding the existence of life after death, and more specifically about the existence and functionality of lingering entities, which for simplicity we will refer to by their common nomenclature as ghosts. Quick poll. How many saw Ghostbusters? Looks like most of you. Great. Now forget about all that. Spirits seldom have we'll call it energy for now, the energy to maintain much of a facade, let alone be a Class 3 free-roaming vapor. Most hauntings that can be verified are much tamer. Small objects moving, bad smells, occasional glimpses of a face in a mirror or through a window. Often ghosts are associated with induced entropy, things that age before their time, like wilted flowers or crumbling, decayed paper. The debate as to whether the personality of the dead truly remains, or just residual energy after death, usually a violent death, is an ongoing one. Despite people claiming to have messages that specifically purport to come from dead loved ones, there is an element of wish fulfillment about most of them. And the interpretation of any such message must be looked at very closely. Yes, you?
What are you doing here?
What do you mean?
Did they come armed?
No, but they knew where to find me. I'm pleased to find you're all right.
Not really.
Oh?
How much do you know?
About the Hancock House debacle? As much as anyone. Anyone in the organization, I suppose.
Can you tell me what happened then?
What do you mean?
I left, late the night we arrived after the seance. They said the house burned down?
Sometime around dusk the next day.
Long after I was gone.
But you are the only person left to ask about what happened.
Yeah, about that. Wish I could be sure I could trust you.
You know me.
I knew you. And you never trusted me enough to let me in. I don't mean you. I mean you, all of you, the whole damn organization. I keep getting flashes of things that don't fit with what's going on, and I feel like everyone is lying to me.
Have I lied? Tonight?
Yes.
Oh? When?
Everyone keeps sneakily using words like, only one left to talk, or only one who walked out of there, but specifically not only survivor, or only one left alive.
Ah.
Who else? Who else is there, and why aren't they talking?
Pizza. We'll pick it up again in 15 minutes. Would you like the professor to sit in?
I still want to know.
Picking up the interview where we left off. Agents Cook and Zachary present. Addition of Professor Howell. Acknowledge Howell?
Present.
And me.
Of course you're here, Mr. Stockman. Otherwise, what would be the point?
Of course.
Mark here had a question that I believe he deserves an answer to. They already know you are asking. Listening devices are abundant here.
Of course.
I'll answer, but only if you, Mr. Stockman, will seriously consider a request that comes from higher up the food chain.
Which is?
Don't you want the answer first?
I'm starting to suspect it's not worth it.
Cards on the table. They want you to contact the dead agents.
No. No way. Do you even understand what you're asking?
At least, if the agents answer your question, you'll know who you won't be talking to.
Mr. Stockman.
Shut up. Agent Cook, tell me, is there anyone in your life who might regard you as having betrayed them? Come on, you know you've got someone in your past.
I suppose everyone...
Not Zachary here. He's such a clean boy he squeaks.
Hey!
But you, Agent, I can see a few dark shadows hovering around your edges. How about you, Professor? Shall I push further?
I don't think that...
I can probably even find a chink in Cook's armor.
I am not the subject of this...
You are the subject of my simile, though. Now imagine if those people, the ones who really, really blame you for awful things happening to them, imagine them right up inside your goddamn head.
I doubt I could.
I doubt you could either. But I can. I know what it's like because I've had it, and I am not sending out invites to any such party.
I was merely...
Besides, extreme emotion messes with concentration. I couldn't channel them if I wanted to.
Then we'll get another medium.
What?
We have quite a number of competent channelers on staff. We assume it would be the most direct to use you, but it probably would be better to have you as the questioner instead. Less messy. I'll arrange it. Questioning ends.
Wait, that's it? But you...
Did you have something else you wanted to talk about?
Describe the house.
Yes. Nothing special. Just like all the houses around. Not much to look at from outside, what with the snow, but...
Porch?
Yes. Several stairs up. Not quite even, but hardly dangerous. Stairs up from the street to the yard as well. Decorative stone walk under the snow, I'd guess.
Don't guess. Just tell us what you saw.
The front door was solid wood, no windows.
Was the porch enclosed, glassed in?
No, just railings. The door was in the middle of the front, so when the niece opened it...
You called her Betty.
Did I? I don't even remember.
Betty's a fine name. Go on.
Inside a hallway running front to back with stairs up the right side. Dining room on the right, living room on the left.
Kitchen and back.
Yes. Betty? When did I say that?
When you were telling us what Roger said.
Oh.
Finish the layout, then we can get specific room descriptions. Any other rooms on the ground floor?
A back room. We couldn't go in there.
Spirits? Bad vibes?
Locked.
My room. It's my room. No girls allowed. No grown-ups either.
Did you hear?
You said the door was locked?
Right. Upstairs then. A sort of solarium room over the front porch like an enclosed balcony. And 2 bedrooms and a full bath. The hall ran alongside the stairwell, front to back, just like on the first floor.
Nothing much to it?
I know. Multiple hauntings should be rare in places without multiple proven deaths.
Even a small home could have...
A single reported death, Roger's mother, 3 years before. And they'd lived in the house how long, Agent Zachary?
Roger's mother, Elizabeth Rose Hancock, bought the house in 1940. Roger would have been about 13, according to his date of birth.
No husband?
Well, the house was in her name only.
Papa Hancock?
We'll look into it, but some records, particularly ones that old, can be hard to dig up.
Any idea where they moved from?
I said we'll get on it, but I can't see how important such ancient history would be.
You just don't have enough imagination. Maybe Roger was a psychic in life and somehow gathered spirits to him. Or what if the house was built on an old cemetery? Or even, my favorite, what if Roger, or maybe even his mother, was a serial killer?
Again...
Did she work? What if she took in boarders, then killed them for their money?
Now you're just grasping at straws.
How many ghosts did you encounter, Mark?
I think maybe 5, maybe more.
How could you not be sure?
Easily, if...
May I? Spirits are often difficult to distinguish from one another. How can you tell if one draft of air is coming from a different source than a very similar draft of air? One slightly shimmering thing or cold spot can be very much like another.
No, that's not the problem here. These are almost all the kind of full manifestations you always joked about being strictly the property of Hollywood.
Really?
Roger was transparent but fully present. Betty, if she was a ghost, looked entirely human. There's a child's voice, an elderly woman, probably Roger's mother, that I didn't see. But I think Ava did.
And
a guy who attacked us, but vanished the minute that Hawk laid a hand on him.
Five, possibly more, ghosts in a house with only 2 recorded deaths in the last 50 years or so, if we count Roger. You certainly are not wrong. That is unusual.
Nice to be right, for once.
This is a good place to leave off since it is getting pretty late and we obviously need to pull some more records.
Of course.
What about me?
We've taken the liberty of having your van towed here and putting your things in a much nicer room than the motel you were at.
A room with a lock, I presume?
Of course. For your protection.
Of course.
Agent Zachary will show you the way. We'll pick up in the morning then, Mr. Stockman.
Snips and snails and scorpion tails.
Sugar and spice and everything nice.
What did you call me?
Could you teach me?
Who are you people?
I said, what did you call me?
Are you up to it?
I'm a big fan.
What did you call me?
I'm a bit of an overachiever.
I always wanted to.
Can take a lot out of you.
I said,
what
did
you
call
me?
Snips and snails and scorpion's tails.
I don't know!
It's not your fault.
What? Just that damn dream again. But something was different. Snips and snails, snips and snails. No, don't get distracted. Something... I called her something, not him. Damn it. I wonder if Random has room service.
Morning.
Oh, shit. Look,
Shut up.
Right.
They say you'd gone long before the house burnt down.
Yes,
So, I've been blaming you for being a hotshot and endangering everyone on your team when really, you're a coward who just abandoned them.
But...
You ran at the first sign of danger, leaving them to deal with it, leaving them to die.
Yes, I left. You don't know what was going on, and before you start in again on how agents should act, I'm not an agent. I never was. I shouldn't have been there. None of us should. The only fit person there was your goddamn brother.
Don't you dare.
You could beat the shit out of me if you want. I won't even try to stop you. But it won't change what happened. I don't even care if you want to go on blaming me, but the whole thing was a shit show from moment one, and if I had stayed, I would just be one more burned out corpse. And yes, I still feel guilty every goddamn day. Why do you think I've been hiding? I can guarantee you one thing, though. You punishing me might make me feel like I've atoned for my sins, but you won't feel any less guilty. Guilty. She called you.
Don't.
You got the message too late.
Stop.
You figured no one would need you over Christmas, so you...
Stop. You say one more word and
yes?
Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey.
Snips and snails. Just getting dressed. Give me a minute or two.
Sure thing.
I'm very sorry for your loss. If it helps at all, the only one who doesn't seem to haunt me is your brother. Which, I hope, means he's maybe at peace.
"19 Nocturne Boulevard's The Prisoner of Hancock House" features Michael Coleman as Mark Stockman, Kimberly Poole as Agent Cook, Mark Olson as Agent Zachary, Rick Lewis as Professor Howell. The Prisoner of Hancock House was written by Julie Hoverson. Sound editing was done by Julie Hoverson. The show's theme music was composed by Dane Russell Leonardson. Voices in the opening credits include Gwendolyn Jensen Woodard, Sarah Golding, Terry Cooper, and Julie Hoverson. The 19 Nocturne Boulevard theme, Netherworld Shanty, was composed by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com. Sound effects were licensed from SoundSnap, Pro Sound Effects, and Free Sound Effects, or used under a Creative Commons license. All persons, places, and things in this episode are fictitious or used in a fictitious manner, and any resemblance to people living, dead, or undead is purely coincidental. Many thanks to our Patreon supporters. For a full list of cast members, and to find out how to help support the show, please email us at 19nocturne@live.com or check out our Facebook page. We love to hear from people.